moment Mira touched the book with her name on the spine, the world tilted. Her reflection in the library's dusty mirror wasn't hers. It was smiling, but she wasn't. The air in the hidden library beneath the city was heavy, saturated with the musty decay of paper and something sharper, like regret. Mira's flashlight trembled in her hand, casting jagged shadows across shelves that stretched into an impossible darkness. She'd found the entrance by accident, a trapdoor in the alley where her brother, Elias, used to sketch before he vanished 3 years ago. The guilt had never left her. She should have stopped him from running off that night. Now, this place felt like a confession of her failure, its endless shelves mocking her with books she couldn't read, until she saw it, a leather-bound tome. Her name, Mira Solis, embossed in gold on the spine. Her breath caught as she pulled it free. The pages were warm, as if alive, and the words described a life she hadn't lived. One where Elias survived. One where she was a painter, not a grieving librarian. One where her parents didn't look at her like she'd broken them. But as she read, the library groaned. The shelves shifted, grinding like teeth, and the air grew colder. Her flashlight flickered, and in the brief darkness, she swore she heard Elias's voice whisper, "Stop reading." The library wasn't just a place, it was a predator. Each page Mira turned rewrote her reality. Her co-worker Sam, who texted her that morning, was gone from her phone's contacts. Her apartment key no longer fit its lock. Worst of all, her reflection in the library's mirrors began to change. Her eyes were too wide, her smile too sharp, like a stranger wearing her skin. The supernatural force wasn't external. It was the library itself, a sentient archive of unrealized lives, feeding on her desperation to rewrite her past. The more she read, the more her body faded. Her fingers grew translucent. Her shadow refused to follow her. The library was turning her into a story, and she wasn't sure if she'd ever been real. The keeper appeared without warning, a faceless silhouette with a voice like rustling pages. "You've opened a door," it said. "Every word you read pulls your world apart. Finish the book, and you'll live the life within it. Leave it unwritten, and you'll never leave." Its words weren't a threat. They were a fact. Cold, absolute. The keeper wasn't a monster. It was the library's voice, a manifestation of Mira's guilt over Elias, her obsession with what could have been. Mira's reality wasn't just unraveling, it was a lie. The library held every life she could have lived, every choice she didn't make, every truth she buried. Was she Mira, the librarian who lost her brother? Or was she a character in one of these books, her pain scripted by some unseen author? The library's shelves rearranged themselves to mirror her memories. The alley where Elias disappeared, her childhood home, the hospital where she last saw him alive. Each step deeper into the library was a step into her own mind, and she couldn't tell if she was exploring or being consumed. The dread wasn't just that reality was fragile, it was that she might be the one breaking it. Her trauma reshaping the world like ink on a page. The library was alive with sound, the creak of shelves, the drip of unseen water, the faint scratching of pens writing in the dark. Mirrors lined the walls, reflecting not just Mira, but fragments of lives she hadn't lived. Her as a child, her as an old woman, her with Elias laughing. The lighting was dim. Flickering gas lamps cast shadows that moved when she didn't. The air grew tighter, as if the library was breathing, and every step echoed too loudly, like footsteps following her. The paranoia wasn't just hers. You could feel it too, questioning whether the shadows in the corners were real or just tricks of the light. Then came the choice. The keeper offered Mira a quill and an empty page at the book's end. "Write your ending," it said. "But know this. Every word rewrites reality. Save your brother, and you may erase everyone else." Mira's choice was impossible. Finish the book and live the life where Elias survived, potentially wiping out her parents, her friends, her entire world. Or leave it blank and stay trapped in the library, her body fading until she was just words on a page. Each time she tried to write, The library reacted. A scream echoed when she wrote Elias's name. A mirror cracked when she described him alive. Her choices weren't just about survival. They were about whether she could live with the cost of her guilt. The library was her mind made manifest. Its shifting shelves were her fractured memories. Its mirrors, her self-doubt, its keeper, her guilt given form. The supernatural wasn't an external force. It was her. The books weren't just stories. They were her suppressed desires, her what-ifs, her regrets. The more she engaged with them, the more her reality dissolved, as if her mind was rewriting itself to escape the pain. The horror was inevitable, because it was her. The story didn't unfold in a straight line. It came in fragments. Mira reading the book, then a flashback to Elias's disappearance, then a moment where she was writing and the library warped around her. Timelines blurred. Scenes of her childhood interrupted the present, and sometimes she wasn't sure if she was in the library or the alley where Elias vanished. Her perceptions shifted, making her, and you, doubt what was real. The book with Mira's name was her life's potential, both a promise and a cage. The mirrors reflected versions of herself she couldn't reconcile. The quill she was given to write her ending was her agency, but also her burden. Every word was a choice she couldn't unmake, and the library, a symbol of her mind, infinite, decaying, holding every possibility but no peace. In the end, Mira wrote an ending where Elias lived, but it demanded her sacrifice. She described him waking in their childhood home, safe, while she faded into the library's pages. As she wrote the final word, the library collapsed. Shelves crumbled into dust. She vanished, leaving behind a single book. The final scene shifts. A mundane library above ground. A stranger finds the book. They open it, and Mira's face stares back from the page, whispering, "Write me." Her consciousness is trapped in the unwritten, forever seeking existence. A haunting truth that lingers. What if we're all just stories, waiting for someone to finish us?